Technical difficulty, sorry. Take two.
On to Talking with Tom. On to Talking with Tom. On. The best conversation for this generation. Always new points of view. All walks of life, spreading the light. And in time it will see you through. Log on, Talking with Tom. Log on. Log on, Talking with Tom. Log on, Talking with Tom.
Welcome to Talking with Tom. I'm Tom Dacey alongside Ed Farber. Well, Ed, kind of a reminder of our cable access days. Of course, we had to have a little bit of technical difficulty from time to time. But
Well, some things are constant. I think they say, what is it? Death, taxes, and technical difficulties always happen.
Death, taxes, and talking with Tom.
I
wait,
recognize that voice.
wait a minute. Who is this special guest on our Zoom screen here?
This is our former director and Emmy winner, Eric Michael Schrader. Welcome, Eric, once again. And tonight we are celebrating 29 years of Talking with Tom.
It's like horrible deja vu.
Now, I know Eric was around for a few of the early years. Of course, he is a Wallingford WPAA alumni and or alumnus, I should say. And he moved at who was it? Horatio Alger that said, "Go west, young man." And now Eric has gone west and is gone from young to middle age. I understand you just celebrated a birthday, Eric. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I just turned 42, and I actually forgot how old I was turning. So that starts to show you, like, once you hit 40, you just don't like, am I 41 or am I 42? Like, I forgot. I couldn't remember my old age, but you know what? I always go by, I'm still doing, I like doing video and music, and I always go by the saying, the creative adult is the child who survived.
Nice.
So I'm still a kid. So we're
and I think it's a great story, and with your permission, maybe we'll talk about it, time permitting, later on, of the success that you had out there. But I always say, and Tommy, I've said this ever since you did it.
We always do.
The West Coast gain is the East Coast loss, and seeing those two Emmys behind you, Eric, is just we're proud of you.
Very proud.
I mean, it's 2 Emmys, but you forgot the 5 other nominations.
Oh, very nice.
I always go with 2 Emmys and 5 nominations.
Nice.
2 wins.
So it's just like the Super Bowl. It's 5 appearances, and you won 2 of them.
Yeah. It's like the
I'll
Giants. But the Giants only won like 2 of them, but they've been there a couple of times. Well, I think they won 3. They won 3.
They won more than the Jets, but we won't talk about it.
Who's left? I don't even know who's left after yesterday. Who's left?
Yeah.
What is it? Kansas City and Philly, right?
Oh, for the Super Bowl this year, yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles will be playing in this year's Super Bowl, February 12th, and actually closer to you, Eric. They're in Glendale, Arizona, is where the Super Bowl is going to be this year. So that should be fun.
Eric, I want to ask you, since we have you here, you did quite a few of our shows when we were back on cable access. What were your favorite moments on the show?
On your show or just in general being there? I mean, I probably have a better memory, like little things. I can remember. I smoke too much weed now, so I don't remember anything.
Well, it's legal. It's legal.
It's legal.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't smoke that much. I only
Okay.
here and there, here and there. But I think because so much has happened in life that I forget. But I do have like visions of some stuff that I really liked, and I always enjoyed Planet Access when we did the Trail of Terror.
Yeah.
That was always fun. I remember one time, might have been your show, Tom. Ron Zombie, the wrestler from Connecticut.
Yes.
Was he on your show?
Yes, we had him on as a guest at one
Yeah, I
point.
don't think he wasn't on Wednesday Night Live. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And I
I've
remember,
heard of him, but I don't think I ever met Mr. Zombie.
yeah, Mr. Zombie. I remember I picked up a folding chair and tried to hit him with it on the set of the show.
And what happened?
I'm friends with him. I knew him before, before he was on our at the local access station. But him and I would always like bust each other's chops. So I always tried to challenge him like at the bars and stuff when I would have a couple of drinks. Like, come on, because I grew up on WWF at the time, E now,
Yeah.
and I mean to this day I still watch pro wrestling. So that stuff excites me.
I only watch AEW now. I don't even watch WWE anymore.
Well, Cody Rhodes, who left AEW, just won WWE Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I heard that. He just came back and they gave it to him, huh?
Yep, he's going to WrestleMania.
I was going to say, I haven't watched wrestling since The Undertaker retired. I thought he was. I loved.
I
Calloway,
heard he's coming back and they're doing the biker gimmick again.
No, he just came back to do something on Monday Night Raw because it was the 30th.
Yeah.
30th anniversary of Raw, so you're 1 year behind him, Tom. And then Undertaker came back, but this year, WrestleMania is at the SoFi Stadium, which is like down the street over here.
Oh, nice.
Where the Chargers play, and I actually been there. I've been there twice now. No, 3 times. Wait, no, twice. I went there twice and I never seen them before in my entire life. And I'm a huge fan. And I saw the Rolling Stones twice in 1 week there at the stadium.
Nice.
And that stadium is beautiful. Like they got it right. I mean, it's huge. Like this WrestleMania this year sold more tickets than any WrestleMania ever already.
Really?
And it's not till like the first week of April. And that place is huge. Like they're going to beat their attendance for the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
How many seats in that stadium?
I'll look it up right now. I'm curious too, but it's like I had the first night the Rolling Stones, we were pretty close. The second night we had like nosebleed tickets, they were cheaper.
Okay.
And I have a fear of heights, and I was getting sick because we were so high up and so far back.
Yeah.
For the concert. But it's beautiful, it's brand new, and it's like, most of these places, these venues you go to, you have to walk like half a mile to go to the bathroom, or to go get a beer. Yeah. They have it set up every section right behind you. There's a huge bar, tons of bathrooms. Like it's amazing. Nice. It's so easy to like go get a beer, go get a pretzel, and then run back to your seat.
Nice.
Nice.
Did they sell out the Rolling Stones both nights?
Yeah, they were there. I think they were there 5 nights in a row.
Wow. And how was the concert? Did they still still have it? I mean, they're all in their 70s, aren't they?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so SoFi Stadium. Now I remember WrestleMania 3 had 83,000 people.
Yep.
That was like the attendance record, and I think it's been the highest record ever. Now the SoFi Stadium is only 70,240 seats, but you got to remember this is wrestling, so they only need the ring and an aisle to walk down.
You could put seats on the field.
That's what they would do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
So they're probably going to have. Let's see, how many tickets the WrestleMania? What WrestleMania is it? 39.
Is it really 39?
No.
Yeah.
How many tickets WrestleMania goes? I think they call it WrestleMania Goes to Hollywood. But I think it's 39 or 38.
I'm trying to remember.
I remember the first one. I don't know if it was 76 or 77, but I do
No,
remember
it was early.
Liberace and Muhammad Ali was a
It
guest
was
wrestler.
early '80s then.
Oh, early 80s was it?
Yeah.
But it
Okay,
was,
so WrestleMania nowadays is like 2 nights. Like they started doing 2 nights, so it's Saturdays and Sunday.
Yeah, because they turned it over to Peacock now.
So now WWE has sold nearly 100,000 tickets for 2 nights.
Crazy.
And it's not sold out yet, but 100,000. So they could probably do 150,000 tickets, I'm sure. Probably more.
Really. Do they have the prices of the tickets?
Yeah, let's look. How much are tickets?
I know I had an opportunity to go to Las Vegas to see Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder in the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas, and the cheap seats were $200.
Yeah.
So,
So the
but
cheap seats here. It says ticket prices for the event are currently ranging from $347 to $1,460. So almost $1,500.
1,460.
Yeah, it's probably more than that anyway.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Like I'll try to buy tickets right now for like the front row. I bet you it's like $6,000.
So it's comparable to what a big boxing match would be.
Oh, most likely. Plus they always have, this one's Hollywood, so they're gonna have celebrities.
Yeah.
Okay, ringside. Right here, ready? Ringside. Well, actually, this one's not too bad. This is like near the ramp. I mean,
Okay.
it's bad, but it's $1,700 when they come out of the ramp on the ramp.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to sit ringside, it's $5,000 for one ticket.
5,000. All right. So it's just like boxing, just like for the Floyd Mayweather or anybody else. It's the same price.
And then if you want VIP, it's $9,200. $10,000 for a ticket.
No way.
Yeah.
No,
No.
the most I paid for, so where the SoFi Stadium is, right next door to it. So SoFi is brand new. It looks like an alien ship. Like it looks crazy looking.
I've seen pictures of it from a distance when watching football there on television.
Right,
Yeah, it does look
right
weird.
next door, and they share the same parking lot, but next door, parking's the same, is the Forum, and that's where the Lakers used to play. The 80s.
Oh,
Lakers.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the Kings, I think used to play there, or the Kings still play there.
Now,
But-
is the Forum the old Staples Center, or am I thinking
Yeah,
of something
well,
else?
Staples Center is now it's the Crypto. That's the
Yeah,
Staples.
crypto.
Oh,
Yeah.
crypto.
That's,
okay.
but that's a different location. That's like downtown Los Angeles, like in the city.
Yeah.
And, the Forum and the SoFi is in a park called Englewood, which is kind of ghetto-ish. There's nothing over there. And then it's all of a sudden it's like the stadiums.
Okay.
But I went to the Forum and we were tailgating, and there's the SoFi right there. We were tailgating because I bought tickets for $500 and they were pretty close. But I went to this concert for Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters that passed away.
Okay.
And that was really something special because that was like, they had Joan Jett there, they had Pink, they had Eddie Van Halen's kid came out, Wolfgang, played a bunch of Van Halen songs.
Nice.
I mean, they had people, one of the guitar players from the Cars was there. Def Leppard.
It was like a who's who.
Yeah, it was like an ultimate jam and then Foo Fighters closed the night.
Yeah.
But that was a really good show. But anyways, that's what I've been up to, going to concerts and sitting in this room a lot.
Winning Emmys.
It's been a while since the last one, but we're just getting started. I just celebrated 10 years here.
Wow.
And how many years with Life Below Zero? How many years with that?
In 13 days, it will be 10 years.
10 years with Life Below Zero.
So,
Wow.
yeah, 2 weeks, because I moved out December 12th. I was living with Mike DiMatteo. Remember Mike
Yep.
DiMatteo?
Oh, yes. Burial Boys. Yes.
I was living with Mike D, and then I left Mike D's place to move here, and that was December 12th. And then 2 days to the day that I moved out. No, 2 months to the day I moved out. February 12th was my start date. at Life Below Zero, which it wasn't even called Life Below Zero yet. They were just still figuring out the logistics and putting that show together. Like it was still
Yeah.
but I was just working the office, like getting people lunches and bringing gear to the airport so they could send it to Alaska.
For those of us that aren't familiar with Life Below Zero, tell our audience what this show is about and what you specifically do with the show.
Yeah, I can't really say much because I sign NDAs, but I could say I know what I can say. And
Oh, okay.
the show, anyone can find out information on the show, but it's been around for 10 years. It's on National Geographic. It's also on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
So if you
that's
have
where I watch
Plus
it.
on the net, that's the coolest thing because I'm an editor on the show, so it's really cool to edit it here on my computer, but then to finally see the polished version on Disney Plus, it's wild.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the other thing too is every time, because I don't have cable, I only have like the streaming stuff like Peacock.
That's what I have. Yep.
Yeah, I don't have cable, but I do kind of miss it. So every time I go stay at a hotel, I always turn on the TV. It's cable. Every time it's 24/7. Life Below Zero is on nonstop.
Oh, nice.
So I was just in Honolulu for my birthday, and what did I do? I put that on, and I immediately
Stay in your hotel room and watch Life Below Zero.
I immediately turned then I immediately turned it off because I was it felt like I was at work.
Yeah.
Because you just see it on a screen. That's what I do. Like right here is I can show you.
Oh, and I don't know if we
Eric
lost
froze. Did we lose you, Eric?
Eric for a minute. Yeah, he is. What's he? 3,000 miles away, right, Tommy? So
Yeah. But boy, what a success.
yeah, it's very good. Let's take time to tell everybody you're listening and viewing the Talking with Tom 29 years, 29th anniversary.
You know, I was hoping.
Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, I'm back.
Eric's
okay.
back. I wanted to talk about some of my favorite moments that we did on the show. I wanted to get Eric's take. Remember the little skit that we did, Ed, when you and I were rescued by the stormtrooper?
Was that the one when you were locked in the closet?
No, we were being captive in the dungeon. You and I were in the dungeon, and the stormtrooper.
Actually, I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
You remember that one, Eric?
Why were you arrested?
No, he was rescued from
we were rescued from the stormtrooper. I think.
Yeah.
That was
I think it was shot in the basement at WPA. Maybe. Yep. How did you get down there?
No, we didn't. No, we made it look like the basement, but we actually shot it before the show. And then, of course, the other famous one, which is still on YouTube, by the way, the locked in the closet scene. You want to talk about that one, Eric?
That was not even acting. I really was annoyed by you. It's not that's easy.
That's a legendary video too. So
as you remember, Ed, the premise was my intern Chris at the time, him and K-Rob locked me in the closet.
Oh yeah, Chris Bosher?
Yep.
Bosher? Yeah.
Yeah, and
do you know how is he, or do you guys ever like hear about other people that used to be there?
Well, Chris and I are friends on Facebook, and every once in a while he'll post something. I think he moved to Florida for a while, but then came back.
Chris Hanley or Chris?
Chris Bosher. Chris Hanley, for me, dropped off the face of the earth. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't see him much either.
The only people I see, I think one of the girls, I think it's Janet. She moved here. She lives in LA. Remember Janet Martinez?
Yeah, I'm friends with her on Facebook. I've seen a couple of her posts. I realize she's out there.
She lives somewhere over here because she actually messaged me about. I think she was getting married out here. Yeah, she was getting married and asked if I would be free to film the wedding, but I couldn't do it.
Oh, nice.
That's a lot of work. I think it was like 6 hours away too. I think that's the thing with people when they come to California, they don't realize how far things are. Like Connecticut, we're all like this.
Yeah. Yep.
California, there's like
8
hours away. Like it's not
The nearest
close.
package store is like 20 minutes away or something like that.
No, all that's fine, but like I don't think people like towns like Hamden to Wall. I'm from Hamden. You guys are in Wallingford. That's
Yeah.
only like 10, 12 minutes.
Yep.
If
In,
you
in
know,
California, it's like what, an hour?
hours. And that's not
What's the,
even with traffic. I mean, traffic it makes it even longer.
what's the price of gas out there now?
I think I saw 560. I don't drive, so
Oh, okay.
I'm actually I had one of the cars. It was actually in Barrel Boys. I don't know if you remember. I had like a little Mazda 323 hatchback. It was white.
Yes.
Yeah, that car. They I flew to LA when I moved here, and then my mom and dad helped me put that car in a bed, and that car went across country.
Oh, okay.
So I had that car in LA. So I drove. I think I only drove for like the first year I was here, and then I moved so close to work that I was able to walk every day. I lived in
Nice.
Hollywood. The studio, my apartment was across the street from the Chinese theater where Drew lived. Like Drew lived.
I was gonna say you were very close to where Drew lived.
We,
Yeah.
we didn't live there at the same time, but like Drew was like literally across the street from where I live.
Yeah. Okay.
The Chinese theater is like right there.
Chinese theater. I think there's a Buffalo Wild Wings there.
Yeah, I would smell that every day because my window faced it. So it was just like, I mean, no, it's gross. It's gross. I can't even say anything good about it. It's gross. There's mom and pop's places. Those are the places to go, not Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started to walk to work. So I've stopped driving and I've been here 10 years. So I think I only drove 1 year of the 10 years here.
Wow.
Because of Uber and Lyft, it's actually cheaper if you take those things.
Yeah, I
Really?
think between car maintenance and insurance and all that, I would think
Yes.
it would be.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's good.
And people will make fun of it. I'm like, I've seen the whole country and I don't even have a license. Like, get out of here. Like, I've been so many places and done so many things without a license.
Yeah. Good for you. Good
I
for
don't like
you.
to drive. I have like electric scooter. I ride that around. There's another one that looks like a motorcycle and you don't need to have a license for it. And I'm thinking about getting that because it's like goes faster and you put a basket on the front or back and just like minimal groceries. But I do the electric stuff.
Well, Ed, you should let Eric know. He was asking about former colleagues from WPAA. Ed has appeared on WESU on the Jack Sullivan show a couple of times in the past couple of weeks.
Jack
He goes by Jack
Sullivan.
Sullivan now. My former partner at Wednesday Night Live, John Sullivan.
Yeah.
He actually DJs one night a week at WESU. I think it's WESU.FM. You could get it on the streaming services. But he has an oldie show every Tuesday night. Yeah, from 8 to 9:30 our time would be 5 to 6:30, I believe, for you.
And then right after him is Jim Zandri. Jim Zandri's at 9:30 to midnight, right?
Oh yeah, Wesleyan. Yeah, I used to listen to that station because they had like good punk rock. Like the kids at the school were playing really good punk rock.
Yeah, they have a very wide diversity of programs. Yeah, but that's it. WESU FM. So
and I played a couple of rock and roll shows for that station. They would throw like shows at the university at Wesleyan.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for John to tell you that night to take your crap home. Your old songs of yesteryear days.
I know the station. The station has been around since 1939, Wesleyan. So it's
does he do it from his house?
No, he goes into the studio and it's a call-in request show for 50s and 60s music. And he works on some stuff at home and then plugs it in when he gets to the studio. But but he loves it. It's a good gig. So they had a fundraiser last fall, and for a $100 donation, you could appear on the show with him. So I had won $100 betting on the Jets that year. So of course I bet on them to lose, but I donated $100 and I went on the show with him, and it actually was a lot of fun. It was like old times. It's like Wednesday Night Live all over again. So it was
Yeah,
fun.
I'm looking it up now. I can see his photo and everything. I haven't
Yeah.
seen him in years.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's retired now. So
Well, I'm sorry to hear he's retarded.
no, I'm sorry, retired.
Oh, okay.
Well, plus he
Gotta work on my
also,
upper plate.
I have not heard him yet, but I understand he's got a new gig with the Office of Radio and Television. He's going to be doing fill-in, I guess, at WJMJ, and I guess he's also helping out on the TV side with Crossroads Magazine.
I had heard that too, but I have not heard a follow up on that.
Yeah, no,
But,
because I congratulated him on LinkedIn, but
yeah,
when
there
I
are a
saw-
lot of lot of former names on there. Of course, I think Jerry Christopher's there, and of course Mike
God
Stevens
rest his soul.
was there.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been a year already for Mike.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know, Eric, if you knew that.
Mike-
You knew Mike Stevens, right? Mike Stevens from WDRC.
Yeah. I know the name. I obviously I just remember his voice.
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
he passed away
Yeah, he
last.
passed away
January.
last year. Kind of sad. So,
Mm.
God, he was young too. I think 662.
Yeah, I actually went to WPAA and I utilized the studio to do a music video shoot, and they were really everyone was very helpful for letting me do that because I was working with a band. Actually, two of the guys performed with Dee Snider, and then the other guy, Chris Baudet,
Bodette.
he was in Burial Boys.
Yes, I remember. I'm trying to remember what he played.
He was in Satan Zanus. He was the drummer.
Okay, yep.
And so I actually called them up, and they, I talked to some old folks that we remember from there, and they were really good and nice and helped me out. It was really cool, and I gave a donation to the station for letting me do my little thing over there.
Nice.
Right.
But it was cool. I lit it myself, and we used the live room, and I put the black curtain up, and I lit it with my own lights. But the video came out great. I mean, it's got 6.7K views right now from
Oh, is it on your YouTube page?
yeah, it's the name of the band. It's on YouTube, but the band's called Kings and Liars.
I'll have to go check it out after the show.
Yeah, Kings and Liars. You'll see Chris in it, and then the drummer and the guitar player are in Dee Snider from Twisted Sisters band, and the name of the song is "Hang On for Dear Life."
Nice.
So I had come home for like maybe the holidays, Thanksgiving, and of course I can never take a break because I always have to keep working. So that my old friends from home were like, "Hey, would you make a video while you're in town?" I said, "Let me make a call," and Sue and everyone at the station really helped me out, and it was great. I needed a favor, and they were there to help me out. And
That's good to hear.
it was
That's
nice.
good to hear.
It was nice to go to the station and see it. And I think I probably ran into a couple people that were passing through, and Sue had introduced me. Like, he used to work here now, and he's out in LA. And it was nice to go back.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I also started getting like those some of those shoots that I used to work on that I couldn't stand. I was like, PTSD from some of that stuff.
And of course, speaking of PAA, I'm still in contact with our good friend Dave Burkhart.
Yeah, he wished me a happy birthday. I haven't seen the Burkharts or what was his brother's name? Bob.
Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Bob.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's still off and around town.
He's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob and I actually did a play. As a matter of fact, I have the poster for it.
Yeah, he's a really good
right
actor
here.
because he was in Bullets for the Damned when I was making that.
I do remember that. Let me give a shameless plug for
Yeah, there you go.
Wallingford's Tercentenary. We did 1776. So I was in the play, and Bobby Burkhart was in the play. So we did a couple of scenes together. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah, The Burgharts are awesome. Of course, Dave.
Yeah,
Dave
I
is
haven't
awesome.
seen Dave in so long. I would like to see him. It's hard because when I go home, everything is like I only had like one opportunity to go to Wallingford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. But I make sure I'm like when I go home, I try to do everything, and then I have to leave. So
Yeah.
maybe one day.
Speaking of the East Coast, Eric, is there any plans to venture to the East Coast in the future?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. It's going to be Thanksgiving this year. I actually
Okay.
I was on the phone with Chris Bodette that was in Burial Boys, but he was my singer for our rock and roll band called Coven, and
Yeah, I've been well. Yep.
there was we did a 10-year reunion show a couple years ago, and then we did we did it a second time. We did like a 12-year reunion show, and the thing is we're doing it bi-yearly, so we just go to like downtown New Haven and play a club. So I called them today. I'm like, hey, I got this new girl. They met because I was just there for a wedding. I go, Tanya and I are deciding right now Thanksgiving or Christmas, and because she has a niece and nephew over here, they're all from New York, but they all live in LA now.
Okay.
I was like, let's do Christmas with the kids, but let's go home to see my family for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it looks like come for Thanksgiving and then go play a show with the old band on our bi-yearly
I'm
reunion.
trying to think. Was that Cafe 9? Is that where you?
Yeah,
you
usually. But I think tomorrow, not tomorrow. This year, I think we're gonna try the Cellar, which is the old space.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying-
Oh, in Hamden.
Hamden.
In
Yeah.
Hamden.
Yeah, the space they ended up selling the old ages club, and now it's called the Cellar on Treadwell. They have like trivia there, and they have bands all the time. And my old singer was like, we've done Cafe 9 twice. Let's actually play in Hamden where we're from. So I think we're gonna do the Cellar this time. But yeah, it's so weird because when I was in a band, my band was pretty popular in the early 2000s. My band Grover Dill. There was no clubs in Hamden, and now there's like 3 or 4 clubs in Hamden. And I remember we were one of the first bands ever to play the Space in Hamden, because we knew Steve Rogers from the band Mighty Purple, and he was a Hamdenite from Hamden High, and then he was the first one to open up that club over there. I don't know if you guys ever been to the Space, but it's really cool. It's a really cool venue.
I was there about 20 years ago. Drew had a little band, so I went to see him play there. So, but it was nice. It was nice. No alcohol, but it was nice.
Now they do.
Oh, they do. Oh.
And then one time I went over there, they were having in the parking lot like a weed flea market.
Just before it was legal.
When did it become legal?
I think earlier this month.
Yeah, earlier this
No
month.
way, it
Yeah.
had to be. Yeah.
No, they were selling it and stuff. So
Unless it was medical.
I think it was a medical thing, like you had to show your card and all that
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it didn't come legal until just within the last week and a half, I think.
Yeah. I think it was early in the new year.
Well,
Eric,
great.
I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
I know the answer to this, but I think it's cool. Where did the name Grover Dill come from?
The Christmas Story.
Christmas
All
Story.
right.
Speaking of that, did
I
anybody
love
watch?
this. The
He was Scott
sequel.
Farkus's Toady.
Yeah, the
Did
sequel was great. I love the
I was
sequel.
gonna
I
ask
thought it
you the
was so good.
sequel. Yeah.
Oh, it is good. I'm debating whether or not I should watch it. I thought
You'll
Oh
I
like
liked
it.
no, it's great.
You'll love
It's
it, Ed.
great.
I watched
Really,
it.
Ralphie's all grown up.
I
I
watched it
watched
like
it
5
twice.
times, and I
Yeah.
cried every time. It was so good.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched it twice already.
Who's in it that from the original?
All the kids.
All the kids.
Schwartz,
Yep.
Flick.
Yep.
Yep.
The original kids.
Really?
All grown up.
Yeah, the people they replace the mom, the actress, because I don't think she acts anymore. And then they write in how I mean it's in the trailer. I'm not giving anything away, but they write in how the father has passed.
Okay. Yeah, because I know Darren McGavin had died, the
Yeah,
father.
yeah.
Melinda
So basically,
Dillon?
the premise is dad has passed, and Ralphie has to take over the reins of having hosting a nice Christmas for everyone.
Oh, okay.
But like Scott Fargus is in it and Grover Dill's in it.
Scott Farkas is in it.
Yep.
Oh, really?
You gotta watch it. I'm telling you, Ed,
All
you
right.
gotta watch it.
It
All
is funny, and now
All right.
it's Ralphie as a parent in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's
right.
really-
Because it was set. That's right. It was set in the 50s, was it? 40s. I'm trying to think.
I think the 40s, wasn't it? Originally, Eric? Yeah, it was the 40s.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because they had the old radio shows then. Yeah.
But yeah, Grover Dill. And it's funny too, to this day, when that movie plays on TBS or wherever it plays 24 hours, to this day, someone will say, "Is that where you got the name from?" I'm like, "Yep." Every holiday season, someone like catches on. 'Cause
That's
I don't
funny.
think most people knew what the band name was. They was just it was what it was. That's it.
Oh, I won't forget that. I love that movie.
Yeah, I won't either.
Yeah.
I
But yeah, that was like my first childhood band when I was like 14, and I think it broke up when we were like 23. So we were in that band forever, and this is like before I met you guys. I met you guys shortly after the band had broken up, but like we played Radio 104 Fest. We played the Rose Bowl here in Pasadena. We were sponsored
Really?
by Subway, the sandwich franchise, because they're
Okay,
from
yeah.
Milford, and we were making a bit of noise and getting some followers in Connecticut, and they ended up approaching us because we're all from Connecticut, like Milford, Subway.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had like a sponsorship, so we used to tour. I've seen the country once, twice, three, like 4 times, like traveling
Tour-
across.
Touring with the band.
Yeah,
Is it as glamorous as they make it out to be? Touring with
I
the
couldn't
band?
do it now, doing it the way we did it then. And it's crazy because we didn't have iPhones yet. We didn't have like Google directions. We had it like you printed it out.
Oh,
We
geez.
used maps.
MapQuest. Yeah.
Yeah, MapQuest. No, it was you know what it was? I'm glad that I did it at that age and saw that shit and got it out of my system.
Yeah.
And I still play music. I'm still in a band because I don't think it's a hobby. I think it is what you do. Like you're just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and I'm good at it. So I'm always gonna be in a band. And it's fun when you take like your hot girlfriend to a show and she gets to see you rock out. And yeah.
When one more stupid question from me, but when you toured with the band, did you have groupies?
I think every
You
guy
don't
in
have
the
to answer
band-
if you don't want.
No. I think the problem is when you're in a band and you have the roadies and there's like 5, 6, 7 dudes, it's never easy to have groupies. Well,
I get it.
They call that something that rhymes, which I'm not going to say on here, but everyone was blocking each other for sure.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it was like American Gladiator. Who's going to get the girl? I never won. I didn't win.
And
We're
I
talking
think
with or go ahead. I was just going to intro while we're talking with Eric Shader here on Talking with Tom's 29th anniversary of Talking with Tom here on Zoom. And I guess if anybody wants to come in, I guess what they can go to your Facebook page, Tom, and get the
Yeah,
Zoom
yeah.
ID or something and pop in.
Yep.
So,
And of course, Ed, one of the things we did this year, besides having a couple of local candidates on who are running for public office here in Wallingford, we did a show with something that's very near and dear to my heart. Gaylord Specialty Healthcare.
yeah, yes, we did. With Joe McAndrew, I think was the guest that we had on our Gaylord show, and I don't know, Tom, if you want to get Eric up to speed on your involvement with Gaylord before I read a message we got
Yeah,
from
I
Joseph McAndrew.
I started going to physical and occupational therapy around May of last year. And I took a break the beginning of December because I figured it'd be rough for me to get out during the winter. So I'll be going back again probably April. But I started walking back in the walker again, and when I left, I was up to 90 feet in the walker.
I was gonna tell you, don't make sure and don't trip.
So
I was
no.
proud of you. I saw that. I saw it on the internet.
Oh,
And
you
they
did see it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
and
It's
they
an
have
awesome video.
they were
Yeah.
the beneficiary of this year's Tommy Palooza. And I just made it official that I'm going to have a continued relationship with Gaylord, and I'm going to make it an annual fundraiser every year for Gaylord.
Nice. And we got a message from Joseph McAndrew on I want to say it's your anniversary, Tom. I don't want to say it's our anniversary because I'm just following your coattails. I'm just along for the ride here. But let me give you this message from Joe. A message for Tom from all of us at Gaylord Hospital. Happy anniversary. We are so grateful for all of your support this past year. You are part of the Gaylord family. So very proud for all the hard work you do, personally and to our organization. Looking forward to seeing you soon and for many anniversaries to come. All the best, Joe McAndrew and the entire Gaylord community. So
Thank you very much, Joe. And I just want to let you know, Ed, I know you'll be at the Gaylord Gauntlet this coming year.
yes, the Gaylord Gauntlet is which is an obstacle race, Eric. It's a 3.1 mile obstacle course that I'm still able to do. And it's June 24th. It's always the last Saturday in June. And so I've signed up for that and will be participating in that. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of fun and it's for a good cause.
Talking with Tom will be there as well,
Nice.
promoting
Nice.
the up and coming Tommy Palooza.
Yep.
And
Yep.
as you know, I just joined the Sports Authority too. The Sports Association over there too this past year. And I've been doing archery and boccia. So
And
still,
actually, Eric, I'm worried about the archery because he wanted me to come along as a target. So
I asked him if I could shoot an apple off his head.
Yeah.
No, actually, Ed, I'm still a little rusty because we're trying to coordinate because I have to shoot from the side. So we're trying to figure out a way. I mean, I hit the target a couple of times, but I told you what I did around Christmas time before I left.
Shot the
What's
cat.
that?
They had a Christmas tree set up in the room, and my arrow flew into the tree and knocked Santa off the tree.
No toys for you this year.
So your buddy Chris in the Sports Association said that day, he says to me, "Come on, Tom, tell us how you really feel about Christmas." But
That's funny.
yeah, no, that's been a great pleasure this year, and I'm looking forward to go back in April.
Nice.
But
Eric, can you hang on for a couple minutes, Eric? I don't know what your schedule is.
I'm having some wine right now. I'm
No.
chilling.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I told him,
You have something to talk about because I want to tell you something that you guys would be interested in.
I told a mutual friend, Eric, that you were going to be on the show tonight, and they said to say hello.
Who's that?
Cadillac John Seville said to say hello. You were on with him, I believe, last year.
Well, I'm going to I have 2 more weeks on for work, and then I have we have a little bit of a hiatus, so I'm gonna be we have a little downtime. And I wrote a script and I'm going to be shooting this over my month off. It's a new idea. It's usually I do documentary stuff, and it's a scripted idea. It's the first scripted, besides some of the music videos I do that are only like 3 minutes. It's the first scripted project since Burial Boys.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And I'm shooting it. The first date I'm shooting is the 11th. I'm actually, after I get off the Zoom with you guys, I have notes that I have to do, but it's a comedy. And
is there a working title yet?
Yes. It's another cop comedy because I'm really good at it. So Scrodome isn't coming back, but I will be another cop character who is that character.
Okay.
So his name is Detective Richard Slabone.
Richard Slabone,
aka Dick. And the name of the film is called Shoot the Guns 2, the sequel that needs no prequel.
Shoot the Guns 2, the prequel that
No, the
needs,
sequel.
Well,
Oh, I mean, the
needs no
sequel.
prequel.
that needs no prequel.
Yeah, so we're just starting with number 2.
There
It's
you
a
go.
comedy. It's a comedy. So yeah, so I'm doing it with all my friends here in Los Angeles. And you know, when I made Barrel Boys with everyone, that cop character was actually in another film I made before I met Aaron and Sensio and everyone. And they, when I saw that old film, they were like, "Oh, you should be the cop on Burial Boys." I was like, "Yeah, I'll totally do it." And then now it's been 20 years since I made that first little one. And I used to be a free rental at Tommy K's video, because I used to work at Tommy K. So the
Yep.
managers let me have it on the shelf as a free rental.
Nice.
And that was called Shot of Vengeance, and it was years ago. So we watched it here. It's like 20 minutes short. We watched it here with a bunch of people in LA, and they're like, "Wow, like you really always wanted to do this since a young person." I was like, "Yeah, duh. Why would I ever stop doing it?" And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be fun to try to do that again now? Like, no budget, like just do it.
Yeah.
But like shoot it on the iPhone. But now I know how to edit like so much better than I used to know how to edit. So like, and make it for like no money. Like, yeah, we'll have to pay for like locations and like food to feed my friends on set. That's just pizza and beer. But the whole goal is to try to do that again 20 years later at 42.
All right, nice.
So yeah, I'm actually really excited. I wrote a lot of it when I was in Honolulu, and then on the plane ride, and we just finished 45 pages. So I figured if, you know, each page is 2 minutes screen time, I mean, that's at least 80 minutes to an hour and a half.
Wow,
So,
nice.
but the goal is all of the rest of February and early March, shoot the hell out of it, and then I
Yeah.
can just sit here and tweak it and play with it. And it's not like to try to market it or sell it. Obviously, I'll give it away for free, but just to have like a fun experience.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is fun for you. This is not a chore. This is something you like to do.
Yeah, it keeps me sane just to, you know,
Yeah.
make stuff.
I'm trying to think, Eric. I know you did Burial Boys, but that movie, that documentary on the King,
Oh,
was it
yeah,
Montana?
the Prince, yeah.
The
Yeah,
Prince?
I
I
watched
mean, that was an awesome.
That was
I
awesome.
love that movie.
Yeah, I cry every time I watch that movie. It's too emotional for me because I was like, you don't see me, but you're seeing what I see because I filmed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like I really, really like I lived with those guys. I was with them every day. Like I was watching them like understand like, oh, Coca-Cola or this or that, like things they never.
Tell our listeners just what the movie was about.
Okay, well, it's available, I believe. Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Amazon.
And
Prime,
what's
right?
it called again?
Zulu Summer.
Zulu Summer.
And basically, like if you've ever seen the movie Coming to America, well, this is that movie, but the real one.
Yeah.
So it's a true story of coming to America. And a Zulu prince actually came to America for the first time. And he didn't go to Queens in New York and work at the burger shop. He went to Butte, Montana, of all places. And the reason he did that, you know, as you're talking about Jack Sullivan's radio show or something like PAA, which is like low radio or low television. There was a radio station in Butte, Montana, and it's KBMF, which you should actually, I think you could stream it too. It's a really good station.
Really? Okay.
I would write that down. That's a really cool. Like the people in Butte are real groovy. They're almost like a lot of the art people there. They're like
What is it? KB? What are the call letters again?
KBMF.
KB.
I always remember it as KB motherfucker.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I kind of knew that too. I saw that
But
coming.
it's a really good station, really good music, and Butte, Montana is small. So imagine, what do you call that in Wallingford? Like uptown? No, that's in Butte. The center of town in Wallingford, right? So you have where Archie Moore's is. Say there's that street.
Yep.
And then
Gaetano's, Archie Moore. Yep.
Then say Center Street, right?
Yep.
and then like the train station, and what's the main road? Is that state?
Route 5, Colony
Yeah,
Street.
Route 5. That's basically Butte, Montana.
Really?
So that it reminded me a lot like Wallingford because it has the old structures and everything, and there's not much there. So, anyways, the radio station comes out of this little room about the size of this room, and the prince found the station, started writing one of the DJs, and the DJ thought in Butte, Montana, he thought it was like a scam, like, oh, they're gonna ask for the credit card. This is like a Nigerian scam, and it ended up being real. And it's just because the prince was hitting up every radio station to have a cultural exchange, and the reason he found the Butte one, KB motherfucker, is because their tagline is America's Most Radio. So for a prince in South Africa, he's going, oh, that's the one, because they're the most radio in America. But that's just a bumper sticker, like tagline for the station.
And how did you get involved in this? How did you hear about this Prince?
I was making the Weird Paul documentary about the first YouTuber ever. Like the story of Weird Paul is he's been doing YouTube since 1984, except there was no YouTube in 1984. So he was doing that, just there was no internet to do it with.
Yeah.
So he was doing unboxing and filming himself, talking about food, which is what we all watch today. So I'm making that movie, and with my producer, who's also the executive producer of Life Below Zero. So we're making this Weird Paul doc, and he has two friends that went to some film festival in Butte, Montana, and they just got back, and they discovered this weird thing, like there all this talks in town that some prince is coming to Butte, and they're not sure, but it seems real, but they're not sure. And then my boss and my partner on Weird Paul was like, that's a really awesome idea for a doc. And I was like, yeah, it is. So we ended up going there before the prince had even shown up to kind of like film people, film the town, bring it back to LA, edit like a sizzle, and then look at it and be like, okay, we don't even have the prince yet. We don't even know what this is going to be. But that sizzle, that little fake trailer, that's a pretty good story. So he was coming, and I was there at the airport, not sure what to expect. And I mean, they had their I don't know, was it tiger skinned outfits on, and like their spears coming off the plane. Like
the movie, Tommy, you remember, right? The movie was just absolutely awesome.
Oh yes, it was.
I remember one night, I think Maureen, Drew was here. We just sat down and watched it, and I said, "This is KBMF great. This is a great
motherfucking great."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and you know what the best part was. I mean, there's that one part where everyone's like saying goodbye at that bar. And I got up and talked. I couldn't even talk. I was just like in tears. Like, this is over. Like, this is the best summer of my life. This was so cool. You know what's crazy?
Look, correct me if I'm wrong here. It looked like a pretty rough town, though.
Yeah, there's some meth heads like walking around and stuff. Yeah, it's do either of you guys have Paramount Plus?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Watch the very first episode of Harrison Ford, 1926. It's called. Is that the spinoff of Yellowstone?
Yeah, I think it's 1923.
Watch the first episode. I watched it when Harrison Ford is on his horse coming into town after he's been out in the wilderness. Tell me what town that looks like in my movie, the documentary.
Okay.
It's the same town. And Ed and Tom, Harrison Ford goes in a bar called the Silver Dollar Saloon. Have a drink. He's drinking at the bar. Look at that bar. That's the same bar that we were at with the Zulus.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So Paramount has taken over Butte, Montana to film that show. 1923.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll have to go take a look.
But when you watch the very first episode, because I haven't watched the series, I turned on the first episode. I'm like, holy shit, that's like I filmed that town. Like I know, I'm looking at all the buildings. I know that building. I know that building. So it's kind of crazy because it looks old and rough, and it's a
Yeah.
perfect set for 1923. Because I think
I'll
Butte was
I'll
the first American town or city to have electricity before New York,
oh, was that right?
because they had all the mining,
Yeah.
and I
Oh,
think
okay.
they had.
Okay.
I mean, it's an old mining town. There's so many
Yeah.
stories of how many dead bodies are underneath the town because they buried so many miners because they all had died from like accidents and stuff, really bad accidents.
What's the population there now? Is pretty small town or?
Let's check it out. Yeah, but we're gonna go back. We're looking at getting tickets to go back. It's too cold there right now. It's freezing there, but the best time, and you'll see them when you saw the dock. The best time is like 4th of July. It's fun to go to. So we're
That's
gonna
right.
we're gonna go for the 4th this year.
I'll have to watch that. I'm up to speed on Yellowstone. I've
Yeah,
been
so
watching Yellowstone. That's
yeah,
good.
1923, like when he comes riding into town with the horses, that is Butte, Montana. That's where
Okay.
I filmed the Zulu was walking those same streets. The population right now is 34,800.
It's less than Wallingford.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. But uptown is where like the city life is. A lot of the people live in the flats, which is like the lower level. That's where all the families are and everything. But the
Yeah.
uptown is like the city life. That reminds you of where like Archie's and all that stuff is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very small. Like there's 6 bars and that's it.
So,
Ed, I'm gonna turn it over to you. I understand you have a couple of surprises for us.
yeah. Well, let me start first with you mentioned John Seville, and I just got off the phone with the John Seville not too long ago, and he wanted to pass this along.
Hey there, Tommy. John Cadillac Seville checking in on this Monday night. And I just got to say, I really appreciate everything you do with your show. You made such a big difference in so many people's lives. All your charitable works in the community with your annual Tommy Palooza event, which is just extraordinary. And, 29 years on the air for talking with Tom on public access and now Zoom. And it was an honor for me to be a part of that a couple of years ago. But just really admire what you and Ed do. I know Ed's been with you for about maybe, 15 of those years so far. He always does a good job, too. And Ed, I just love the fact, I love watching your post, with all your escapades. And you're out there, running the races and doing the marathons and just showing what can be done. And Tom, you're an inspiration, too, with many of the advances you've been able to do and the adversities you've overcome. You don't let them get in the way. You let them strengthen you. And I think so many people admire that with you, Tom. I know I do. But you've been a good friend for a long time. Mayor Tom. And this is Governor Cadillac signing off. But continued success in many, many, many more years. Lots of love to you, Tom, and your family. And you as well, Ed.
Very nice from
I wish he was
John.
our governor.
Yes. He replaced Gavin Newsom out where you are too. I think that's your governor, isn't it?
Did they replace him?
No. With John, well, John could run for president and he'd win. He's such
People
such
don't
a
like
good guy.
people
Such
don't
a
like
good
him,
guy.
I guess.
I do have two others, gentlemen, if I may share here.
Go ahead.
This is from you mentioned Dave Burghardt. This came in the other day. Again, in reference to your anniversary, Tom. Congratulations, Tom and Ed, on another year of shows. I have had many great memories of working on the show, mostly during the glory days of WPAA, when we had a live show every weekday evening. Gone Our Table for Two, Wednesday Night Live, Hysterical Sports, Planet Access, Private Scratch. Talking with Tom has survived and has gone worldwide. My favorite shows were the live sidewalk shoots during Celebrate Wallingford and any show with live music. Doug Allen and Arlene Wow were awesome. Of course, the infamous Tommy Palooza at P&A Park still has me laughing. I look forward to the future shows and hope to be a part as I get back on my feet. Take care, David Boomer Burghardt.
Thank you, Dave.
Which is very nice. And if I may, the famous Tommy Palooza at P&A Park. Do you know what he's making reference to? There was
Yeah.
there was a good friend of ours who
There was a
let's just say
mooning.
there was a full moon sighting at the with that. And I forget, it was something we said that he got angry with, and he just showed us where the sun don't shine.
I think he moved my brother, didn't he? And then my brother soaked him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I know Boomer and I were just hysterical laughing, and still, like,
Why
how
was
many
he
years later?
Why was he pulling his pants down?
And he was up singing or something, but somebody threw him an insult, and he just got so mad. It was really old school. He just depanced and just mooned the audience.
Yep.
Yeah, I
great.
forget Celebrate Wallingford. Those were fun. I forgot
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we always had a good time out on the sidewalk.
Yeah, we used to do a sidewalk shoot. Tom and I would be in front of WPAA. This is when we were on Center Street, and I think Dave and Catherine were running the cameras.
Yeah,
And
but
I
I used to do that too.
Yeah, and Eric.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eric was there for a couple of them, and I remember a couple of times we even got a Neil's donut delivery.
Yeah. Actually, I remember Eric from the Super Bowl shoots.
Yeah, that
Yep.
was okay too. I did a bunch of the Super Bowl ones were fun because I would like it wasn't really work and I could have a beer and there was always wings at the bar. And then I would go and then I would leave and go to wherever I was going to see the game.
Yeah, and I mean, and the show always aired prior to kickoff time, so it was great.
Yeah, kickoff would be at 6:30. And I think we would tape from about 2 to 4.
Yep.
And then it would always run right before kickoff. So
Yep.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Do you guys ever go to El Mariachi's?
Yeah, I go there on occasion.
A couple of times. I think Aaron does a lot of commercials down there. Doesn't he? Aaron, oh God, I can't think of his last name.
Sandler.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Las Mariachis is a good place. All right, I have one more, and this is from Tom Shepard from American Steam.
I hope it kept it clean.
Well, it's not as bad as KBMF, but it's
Yeah, we already did that. No one cared.
All right. Another Talking with Tom anniversary show. Who would believe it? Tom, even though many have tried getting rid of you, you're still being heard. Let's see how many places you have broadcast your show from. There was NHTV, WPAA, American Steamed, Facebook, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some, and yet you're still always finding places to do your show. I wonder if it's you that's the problem. We all know it's not Ed. Anyways, happy 29th anniversary to the amazing Talking with Tom show. P.S. American Steamed is also celebrating a special anniversary this year. It is our 10th year this year on May the 2nd.
10 years for American Steam. Yep.
Tom Shepard.
Still haven't had that burger yet.
Yeah, it's don't have turkey this Thanksgiving when you come. Have a couple of steamed cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
instead.
stop by and I'll treat you to a burger.
Yeah, we can go there instead this year.
I'll treat you to a burger.
This year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to go back for the holiday. I was just there. Why was I there? Oh, I was there for that. I was a wedding in October.
Oh, okay.
Which I got the best weather. It was like 70 the whole time I was there.
Yeah. And actually, I think the last time we all hooked up was it Tata's?
No, it was the place I just mentioned.
Los Mariachis.
Yeah, it was Mariachis.
Los Mariachis.
No, it wasn't. We went to that other cuisine, Spanish cuisine.
Yeah, I think it was Efren's place.
Yeah, wasn't it Tata's?
Yeah.
But bigger. It was bigger. It wasn't the same.
Yeah, he moved down Center Street. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be the old Colony Pizza.
The old Colony Pizza.
They left. Yeah, and Tata's took over.
You ever go to that Knuckleheads place?
He moved now too. They're
did?
They're in the old J. Christians.
Yeah, Knuckleheads has actually gone uptown. It's 2 or 3 doors down from Archie Moore's.
Archie Moore's,
right
the
around
old J. Christians.
Right around the corners from Michael's Trattoria. Yeah, he just opened up a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, that place is good.
Yeah, Knuckleheads. Yeah.
I went to the old location on Center Street when I was home. Not this past trip, but the trip before.
Yeah, they're Yeah, their cheeseburgers are good as well. But
I do want to
Oh.
mention, I do want to mention a few guests that we had on this past year. Of course, we had on Riley O'Connell once again.
Riley O'Connell, Democratic candidate for mayor, who almost beat Bill Dickinson. Bill Dickinson, Eric, now has been mayor of this town since 1983.
You're still there.
Well,
Still there, yeah.
I want to mention that Riley is away right now in basic training for the next 10 weeks for the Army Reserves. And when he
Oh,
returns,
really?
he will be resuming his campaign. And I have big news. I just recently took over the chairmanship of the fundraising committee for the Democratic Town Committee.
Good for you, Tom.
So I will be helping Riley raise funds for his campaign.
And has he announced he's going to run for mayor again, or is he still thinking about it?
I think it's pretty much a done deal, let's say.
I know it's a 2-year term, so it's
Yeah.
just right around the corner. So,
But,
well, good for him. Good for him.
and of course, we had Nicole Barillero on this past year, who was seeking
Yep.
The judge of probate. Her first time out, I think she ran a good campaign. I told her to keep her head up.
Yeah, she did. Unfortunately for her, she didn't win. But you get the experience, and nowhere to go but up.
I don't think we've seen the last of her.
Yeah.
But those were just some of the. And I did want to mention. I mentioned about Tommy Palooza again this year for Gaylord.
Uh-huh.
I am also going to incorporate, along with Tommy Palooza, we're also going to have a craft fair going on at the same time.
Oh, nice.
So we'll have local vendors there selling their crafts, and of course,
Again, all to benefit Gaylord Hospital.
absolutely.
Nice.
So I just wanted to get that in. That came as a thought between my niece Chelsea and her girlfriend Karen that was there this past year. So I think
We should give Chelsea a plug. I think she's appearing in the Marvelous Wonderettes? I thought I saw they're playing
No.
again sometime this spring.
I know she's got something coming up. I don't know what it is offhand, but yeah, I'll tell you, she's amazing. Has more talent than me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, his niece, Eric, Chelsea Dacey is quite the actress. So
As
she
Tom
she
said-
performed. She
as
performs
Tom-
in theater. She's a singer, and
she teaches acting and voice lessons as well.
so it's a Dacey with talent. What a concept, Eric, huh?
Yeah, as Tom Shepard often says, the better looking Daisy.
Probably check out ancestry.com to see if that's actually legit. I think they probably messed up on some test tubes back in your.
And of course, she has her own shop on Esty too,
Nice.
where she does little different craft items. I have a couple of her Christmas tree ornaments that she made for me on my tree. I had her do one of my old cat George and my cat Happy that I have now. So
Eric, let me ask you one last question, if I may. And it's kind of a stock question. When people see your success that you have, I mean, just looking at those 2 Emmys behind you, and Zulu Summer and the films and all that, what's the best advice you ever received about doing this? And what advice would you give someone who wants to be the next Eric Schrader?
Never say no to any gig at all. Don't be a dick, or don't be, that's the problem with this. I think this town in particular, like, you may come here thinking that, like, oh, I did all this stuff back home and I made a movie and I'm in a play. You start all over when you come out here. You take all
It
those.
doesn't mean a thing when you start out there.
No, they don't care. Who are you?
Yeah.
And then when you come here, you just utilize, like, when I used to tell the kids, when I taught at Southern for 2 years, I used to tell those kids, you're kind of like almost out of the nest, but you're still like with mom and dad, you know, because they're paying for this or helping you out with this.
Yeah.
I used to say take advantage of any shoot you can get on, play or whatever, because not that you have a lot of free time in college, but for some kids, they're not working full time and going to school. You kind of have like so to me, it's like get on all that stuff before you graduate, because then you're gonna have a real job that you might not like, and you're not going to be able to like run around with a camera and go do a play. Or so take advantage when you're younger to do as much as you can, and you're basically building your skills. If you want to be like me, don't, because you're not. You want to be like me, you probably won't be married. You probably won't have any kids. You can have a cat, but
Yeah.
that's about it. I'm very, the lifestyle that I have, it's a selfish one, because I have to keep going after it. Just because there's those two, I want 5 more or more than that. Like it's a never ending thing. And I was just watching something, I think it was David Bowie, it was an interview, and he was saying something about, being an artist, you're kind of messed up. Like you're kind of messed up as a human, and in the best sense, but you don't really settle down to do like the 9 to 5, buy a house, have a family. Like you're just always on another planet doing artistic things and creative things. So
But you have a passion for it.
yeah, it's like a disease, passion, disease. It's the same thing. I mean, I never want to stop. I'm always like,
I mean, you love what you do. That's obvious.
yeah. Sometimes with a job, it's just like, I want to be doing something else creative, but I love the job, but it's also nice when we do go down and have breaks, and then I can go do that other stuff, get it out of my system, and then come back. I'm like, oh yeah, I missed this. But sometimes it can get just like any job, it can get intense and stressful, but at least
Is that why the hiatus now, just to let everybody kind of?
some hiatuses are like, between seasons, they take like a
Okay.
break, and yeah, and I think everyone needs a break too. You're just going at it nonstop. Like my work day is not one where I go in at 9 and then I'm done at 5 and then I don't think about it anymore. Like mine follows me into my dreams, and I can go to like 2, 3 in the morning and then wake up and do it again the next day. It doesn't stop. But I think that's the kind of people they look for too in this industry, is like, you just keep going until it gets done. But yeah, it really takes some dedication. And you're not like, I think the problem with people that I've seen coming here, they think that they deserve all this. Oh, I was, back home, I did a play and I was told I was the best. My mom even said I was the best. Guess what? You're up against everyone else that says that was told that they were the best.
So they think they're entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this town, and I think that's why, like, I'm lucky because I do have a lot of good friends that remind me of friends from back home. Like, I have really good friends out here, like ones that you call family. I think some people just come out here and it's all about them. But then every other person from any small town, whatever, was told they were the best singer, songwriter, whatever, magician, whatever. So they all come to LA and they're all butting heads, and no one's getting
okay.
And no one's getting any work.
Yeah.
And that everyone, it's the social life here is very tough. I mean, I have a social life and it's great, and it doesn't, it helps also when you get awards like this and people like think you're, oh wow, he knows what he's doing or saying. I was like, no, I just got lucky, but I worked really hard for it too.
I was gonna say, you earned those awards.
I earned them, but it was also luck had a lot to do with it too, I feel. I mean, to run into my now boss on a street corner, that's by luck. I mean, we're at the same stoplight together. That's luck.
That's the story I wanted you to talk about. I love that story.
At the stoplight. Yeah.
Retell that story quickly, Eric.
That was amazing.
Just being at the stoplight.
Can I have like 5 seconds? I just someone's at the door. Can I have like 5 seconds?
Oh, okay.
Hold on 1 second. I think it's my girlfriend. Hold on.
Quickly, I just wanted to mention, if I could, I wanted to mention a few people that we've had on the show in the past.
Sure.
Of course, our dear friend Father Kingsley.
Yes.
He is now in the Archdiocese of Springfield.
Springfield, Mass. Oh, okay.
He is
Okay.
no longer in the Archdiocese of Hartford. He's in Archdiocese of Springfield. And I don't know if you saw, I think I shared his post, but they just had the grand opening recently of the clinic
Actually, I did see that, and
in
it looked very successful.
What a job they did on that. And I also want to quickly mention one of our past guests that we've had on a few years back was a very talented magician. Unfortunately, he couldn't make you disappear. Was my good friend Chick Hellman, who we also lost this past year.
Yeah. Chick's a legend. If I may, Tommy, we should let Eric go, and he's been very gracious to give us I think over
No,
an
I'm
hour.
good. I'm good. That was the Amazon people. I'm good.
Oh.
Yeah.
But just
but-
quickly, the stoplight story that changed your life out there.
Okay, yeah. Well, you don't need a magician to make Tom disappear. The way that Tom disappeared for me is I just moved to LA. So now he's not in my life anymore. Yeah, the crazy thing is I was Mike DiMatteo, that you guys all know, that was my roommate in Connecticut, and we both worked in production. And he ended up selling a show to National Geographic that took place in Massachusetts. So I drove up with him to Massachusetts to work on a show. And through the experience, and you're on the road, we were on the road for 35 days in the area, Boston, whatever. The other people on the show were producers that flew out from Los Angeles. So we had a crew of probably like 15. And through those 35 days on the road together, we all became like a family after a while. We didn't know each other, but just like with the Zulus, we didn't know them, but by the end of the summer, we're all best of friends. So, they went back to LA, and I was, had to go back to Connecticut where I lived. And eventually I decided to move. So I bought a one-way ticket and I moved out. And I thought about hitting up some of those producers from the show in Massachusetts. I mean, obviously I was just a production assistant and they were way up here. So I was like, oh, are they really going to like take my call? And I'm just, it's probably not going to happen. And like almost 2 months into my time living here, I was at a stoplight on Melrose, and I'm looking, and there's one of the producers that I met in Boston, like walking down the street on Melrose, like almost like window shopping, like looking around. Maybe he's trying to find a bite to eat. So I rolled out my window, literally rolled it down, because I never had a car that had like a button, and always had to be. I never had a new car in my entire life. I'm 42. I never had a brand new car. So I rolled down the window, and I'm like, the light's gonna turn green at any second. And I yelled to him, Joseph. And he looks and he's like, Eric, I saw on Facebook you were moving here. How come you haven't hit me up yet? And I'm like, oh man, well, yeah, I thought about it. And then he literally says, are you looking for a job? And I'm like, yeah, actually I am. And then the light turns green. He's like, he could tell that I had to leave. And he's like, same phone number? I was like, same phone number. He's like, all right, I'll give you a call. Take care. Great to see you. And then I left to go through the light. And I'm like, wow, that was really cool. But I doubt he's going to call me. That's just like LA talk. Like, let's do lunch. Like that's
okay. Yeah.
It's never going to happen. And sure enough, because that was like a Friday, and then the weekend went by. So like 3 days, no one's going to call on the weekend. So on Monday, I got a call from the BBC.
Oh.
And there was this girl on the phone. She's like, oh, yeah, Joseph Litzinger wants, that's my boss and friend, wants to set up an interview with you. And could you be here Tuesday? I was like, yeah, I'll be there. And I remember getting off the phone like, oh my God, this is it. This is good. And then I remember going to the office, and he's like, I'm not interviewing you. There's these other people that will. Just be yourself, be cool, and you pretty much have the job. I'm in charge here. So you're pretty much like,
oh,
but show them your goods, like show them So I was like, all right, cool. So I remember when I sat down, and nervously, the first thing that came out of my mouth was probably not a good thing to say, but they thought it was a good thing to say. So I sat down and I was like, all right, so when do I start? And they were like, because they said, not the girl that interviewed me, we're friends now, but before I knew her, she said that like a lot of people come in and they were like, here's my resume. Like they were like stiff and nervous.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had a shirt and tie on, but my hair was all like, I had more of it then, but like cool. And just like, yo, when do I start? And they liked that. They thought that was like confidence. And that's
That was a
very
good icebreaker.
razzle dazzle. LA is all about razzle dazzle. And I dazzled them, I guess. But then that, those awards and all that stuff, that's not overnight. I had to start over, and I was like 32. So I had to be a PA again. I just taught editing at Southern. Now I'm in LA, and I have to do something what a 20-year-old would do coming to LA for the first time.
PA,
So now,
producers assistant.
Yeah.
PA?
yeah, production assistant. So now I'm 32 doing like, the dirt work, like going to pick up gear in my car, pick up lunches in my car, pick up coffee, like the first person to get there, the last person to leave. And but I did that for about a year. And then within the second year, I would, they would throw me little things like, hey, do you want to like cut this for us? Because no one else wants to do it. Like deleted scenes, like little stuff. So I ended up doing that, and they're like, oh, wait, oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, you're really good. And they asked me, like, what do you want to do? I was like, well, I want to be an editor. And like, well, that could take some time. I mean, it's not that easy just to like become one. You almost have to be like someone like leaves and like the doors, and you're already been there for a while. So like you kind of have a shop, and they may not, you get a shop, but you may suck. So
Yeah.
I stuck around. I'm like one of the oldest employees, not oldest age wise, but oldest, like I've been there since the start.
Years of experience. Okay.
Yeah, like my 10-year anniversary is the 12th, February 12th. There's no one else.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl
There you
Sunday.
go.
Yeah, so
Double celebration. There you go, Eric.
besides my boss and the woman that interviewed me, I'm third in line of being there the longest, 10 years. And it's
But
great.
if that stoplight had not been red,
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
that's a great story.
I always say if that stoplight was not red, but it's cool now too because and I'm constantly challenging myself. Like I still get like notes, and I have to be better, and I'm always trying to be better than I am. It's a constant battle because it's art, so it's like it's very hard to be creative every single day, and you're getting paid, and you have deadlines, so you're really pushing yourself to make stuff creative every single day. But it's a dream job, and now the show there's 3 of them. There's Life Below Zero, there's Life Below Zero Next Generation, and now is the one that I'm on, which is Life Below Zero. It's called First Alaskans. And that's the one I do.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on the new show, which is about, all these shows take place in Alaska, but this one is the native culture, like born and raised.
Okay.
So I'm doing that, and it's cool because what started as like this little show in the office is now what we call the Life Below Zero universe. So we have so many more employees. Like, yeah, there's a lot of new people who will ask me like, oh, how do you do this? Like, and you're showing them like the ropes a little bit. So it's very interesting. So
Good for you.
I can't tell you how many hours of content we created in 10 years.
And of course, Tommy, we'll be waiting for Shoot the Guns 2, the sequel that needs no prequel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll be waiting for that.
Oh, that's just going to be like allowing me to make something that's kind of like garbage, but it's still good. Like it's just going to be like a grindhouse, like, and it's crazy too. Like we wrote the script, Burial Boys is a little dirty, and this one I said, you know what? We're not going to swear. I mean, if we have to, we'll create words that are new swear words.
Yeah. Yeah.
that are harmless.
Yeah.
And there's like no sexual content, none of that. Like we're going like Three Stooges style, like classic classic comedy where like you could take a vegetable or fruit and you have to write jokes around it or situations around it. Like Seinfeld, it's all about
I
nothing.
don't know about you, Ed, but I think I should have won an Emmy for the comedy club scene.
I might agree with that. I was a little disappointed you didn't get nominated.
That would be an Oscar.
Oh,
Yeah,
excuse
yeah,
me.
would be an Oscar for
Oscar,
feature
good.
film.
Because people are like, oh, this Eric Schrader, he's got like 2 Grammys. I'm like, no, they're Emmys.
Do they really say
Oscar.
that?
I think people are confused because music is Grammys,
Yeah,
the Tonys is like theater,
yep.
Emmys is television, Oscars is movies.
Well, I think I should have won an Oscar for that scene, Ed.
I agree. It was classic.
But it'll be exciting to see what happens in the future. I mean, I want to be around as long as I can and make more shit. Because I feel like when I'm gone, or like anyone, it's like that's your legacy left behind in a digital world.
Well, listen, Eric, good luck to you. And thank you for taking like an hour and a half of your time to chat with us here. This
I
has
want to
been
thank
awesome.
you, but I
I
want to
took some
thank Eric.
Vicodin, I was fine.
I want to thank Eric though too for all the hard work he put on the show through the years back at WPAA.
Well, that too. Okay, as I was saying, to tell younger people, like get on as many projects. Like I utilize that station really like hardcore to like learn every ins and outs, green screen, lighting. Like I learned so much from the TV station. I was there for like 6 to 8 years. I forgot how long it was. It was a long time.
Hmm.
And I utilized that place. I made that place our studio for the movie. I did documentaries with Jerry Lombardo. We made that one documentary. It happened, but nobody noticed.
Yep.
So I mean, definitely PAA was hands
God,
off.
I do remember that. It happened, but nobody.
Yeah, that's on YouTube. It's on YouTube
That was
right
pretty.
now.
It was pretty heavy, wasn't it? It was a pretty serious theme, as I
Yeah, it was. It was all of the. It was like the Connecticut new wave rock scene from. It was like 78 to 88. It's on YouTube. You could watch. You could watch it for free.
I'll check it out. What's it?
Yeah, I watch it now and I
It
cringe.
happened, but nobody noticed.
Yeah, I
It
actually
happened,
had.
but nobody noticed.
Yep.
Okay.
Crazy. I want to try to turn the computer so hopefully it doesn't fuck up. Right there in the corner, it's hard to see, but that is It Happened But Nobody Noticed poster.
Okay.
That's a Burial Boys poster.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yep.
That's a Zulu Summer poster.
Okay. Yep.
And that's the Weird Paul Will Work for Views.
I'm gonna watch that. Is that still on here?
Which one?
Weird Paul.
You would love Weird Paul. That was the wedding I just went to in Hawaii. It's on Amazon. I think you have to pay for it though.
Oh, I have Prime.
But it's not a Prime product.
It's not on Prime.
I don't think it is. It was. Let's see. I'll look at them now. There's a director's cut. That's probably the one you want to watch. Yeah, Prime Video. $0. Yeah, you'll see. So we did like director's cuts. We added more to it, and this is during COVID because we had nothing better to do because we're stuck at home. So I speak in the intro, right? And I look haggard. Like my hair is like down to here because I couldn't get a haircut because it's COVID.
Yep.
So yeah. So I just look like awful. But yeah, you'll see me on camera in the beginning introing the director's cut. But you'll love Tom, I know your humor. You will love Weird Paul. Like he's like the real life Pee Wee Herman.
Do you know a lot of YouTubers out there, Eric?
No.
Because I recently stumbled upon Danny Mullen. Are you familiar with Danny Mullen?
Let me see what he looks like. That's like a celebrity?
Well, he used to be a jiu-jitsu champion, but he's kind of like a troll. He makes a lot of these videos. I think it's, for me, it seems well produced, but he's hysterically funny.
Exploring an island of homeless people.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he did
What do you want?
the funniest one. He went to a NASCAR rally with a bunch of Biden stuff to get all the Trump fans mad at him. That was kind of funny.
But
Yeah,
Well,
I think.
this out. I'll check. I don't know who this is. I'll check this out.
Yeah, I think to me he's very funny.
and of course, Ed, I just want to mention too that I'll be remiss if I don't say that we were fortunate enough to have two of the best directors on Talking with Tom, and that would be Walter Mann and Eric himself.
Yes, couldn't agree more.
two fine gentlemen who really know the business.
Live it every
Yeah.
day. So
A
much
tough
fun.
job making us look good.
Yep,
No,
especially
that's-
you, Ed.
That'll be fine. So, well, all right, Tom. 29 years in the books, and
Congrats, Tom.
let's
Thank
do
you.
it again next year.
29 and not 29 and not looking so fine.
Any final words, Eric, before?
I just said it, not looking
Yeah.
29 and yeah, party. Yeah, I'll just say party.
Party, yes, yes. Let's
Well,
all
I want-
KBMF.
I
Yeah.
want to thank you for joining us, Eric, and thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
On to talking with Tom. On to talking with Tom. On this conversation, this generation, always new points of view. All walks of life, spreading the light, and in time it will see you through. Long on, talking with Tom. Long on, talking with Tom. Long on, talking with Tom.